So we'll be seeing the management of hypertension. Can you see the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So this picture already we have seen. So we know that hypertension is one of the problem that will cause increased morbidity, mortality, etc. So the blood pressure in our human body, it is actually controlled by two important mechanisms mainly. It is minute-to-minute control. It is by baroreceptor mechanism, and the long-term control. It is actually by renin-angiotensin system, and there is also some local control. That is the release of nitric oxide, endothelin-1, etc. Nitric oxide, it is vasodilatory, and endothelin-1, it can cause platelet aggregation. So two types mainly: the baroreceptor mechanism for the minute-to-minute control. That is, whenever we are sitting and we are just getting up our BP, that is controlled. It is by baroreceptor mechanism. But the long term, it is by the control is by renin-angiotensin system. So this picture already we have seen that whenever there is increased BP, this will be stimulated, and there will be inhibitory interneurons which will inhibit the sympathetic discharge, and there will be decreased BP and decreased heart rate. And the reverse occurs when there is decreased BP. When there is decreased BP, there is no inhibition, so there will be flow of sympathetic discharges, and there will be increased that will come to increased BP. So this is the baroreceptor mechanism, and we will be seeing the different antihypertensive drugs. There are a lot of drugs. We will see the classification. Yes, before that, the hypertension, it can be primary or secondary. Primary, it can be because of the essential hypertension. Then secondary, it can be of different conditions or diseases due to some renal conditions, endocrine conditions, or vascular condition. All these things you will study in pathology. So this is that is a different types. Then now we will see the different anti-hypertensive drugs. Lot of drugs are there. So we will study everything. Then, so number one group, it is diuretic. Number two, renin-angiotensin system inhibitors, sympathetic inhibitors. Okay, the next page is also there. We will finish this page and we will go to the other page. Then diuretics, like it can be thiazides, high ceiling diuretic, potassium diuretic. Under thiazides, it will be hydrochlorothiazide, chlorthalidone, indapamide. High ceiling, it is fusimide. Potassium spironolactone, eplerenone, amiloride. Then renin-angiotensin system inhibitors. Under this, angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors is there, angiotensin receptor blockers is there, direct renin inhibitors is there. So AC inhibitors are captopril, enalapril, lisinopril, perindopril, ramipril, fosinopril, trantolapril. So don't worry about the names, only a few you have to study, but I have to complete the names. Then ARBs, that is angiotensin receptor blockers, losartan, candesartan, valsartan, telmisartan, irbesartan, all sartans, olmesartan. Then direct renin inhibitors, aliskiren. Then now sympathetic inhibitors, it can be beta blockers, alpha plus beta blockers, alpha blockers itself, central sympatholytic. Beta blockers already you have studied, propranolol, metoprolol, atenolol, etc. Alpha plus beta, labetalol, carvedilol. So then alpha, plain alpha adrenergic blockers like alpha-1, prazosin, terazosin, doxazosin, and alpha-1 plus alpha-2, it is phentolamine. Central sympatholytics like clonidine and methyl-dopa. Then you will see the next slide also. It's not completed. Then now calcium channel blockers are there and vasodilators. Calcium channel blockers, again three groups: phenylalkylamine, benzodiazepines, dihydropyridines. Phenylalkylamine, benzodiazepines, and dihydropyridines. Phenylalkylamine, it is verapamil. Benzodiazepine, it is diltiazem. Dihydropyridines, nifedipine, felodipine, all dipines: amlodipine, nitrendipine, lasodipine, lercanidipine, cilnidipine, benidipine, and nicardipine. And also vasodilators like arterial dilators like hydrolysine minoxidil, arterial plus venodilators, it is nitroprusside sodium. So this is the classification. It is still not over, but for your study, I think this is enough. and each drug will be taken in detail in each class. So, and today I will be taking this chapter, renin angiotensin system inhibitors. The drugs are AC inhibitors, captopril, enalapril, lisinopril, perindopril, ramipril, fosinopril, tranquilipril. Then ARBs like losartan, candesartan, valsartan, telmisartan, irbesartan, olmesartan, and direct renin inhibitors like alisgram. So this chapter I will be taking this today. 1 minute, I'll take the other PPT. So renin angiotensin system and the drugs acting on renin angiotensin system. This also you have studied how renin is formed in the kidney and how angiotensin is secreted. Everything you have studied, isn't it? Yes or no? First year. Hello. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is just a revision only, but we will be dealing with mainly the drugs. But I'll just have a look. Already I have told there are different mechanisms by which the blood pressure is controlled. It is by minute to minute control is by baroreflexes, and long term it is by RAS, renin angiotensin system, and also by nitric oxide and endothelin 1. Now we will see the renin angiotensin system, and you know that this renin, it is an alpha globulin. It is actually synthesized in the juxtaglomerular apparatus, and this will act on the angiotensinogen, and it is converting into angiotensin 1. Then how this renin is secreted, when it is secreted. So renin, you have to think that renin is needed to increase the BP. So because it helps in the formation of angiotensin 2. So whenever there is sodium loss, or when the afferent pressure is low and there is decreased blood volume, and when there is increased sympathetic activity, then prostaglandin I2 is are there, then there will be increased renin secretion. So because when the afferent pressure is low, then there will be decreased blood volume, so it will cause the stimulation of renin secretion. Sympathetic activities through beta 1, so that will increase the renin release. PGI2 means prostaglandin I2. This causes vasodilatation. So again, there will be a decreased BP, which may stimulate the release of renin. And also, whenever there is sodium loss, there will be increased renin secretion, and this renin will convert angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1. And angiotensin 1 is converted to angiotensin 2. This is our main product. That is, so angiotensin 1 to 2 is by the enzyme angiotensin converting enzyme. And the same enzyme, it is also can be called a kinase and kinase 2, because this enzyme actually causes the degradation of bradykinin. So angiotensin converting enzyme and kinase enzyme almost same only. Okay. So one is converted to 2 by converting enzyme, and this angiotensin 2, it will act on receptor, and 2 receptors are there, angiotensin 1 and 2. But angiotensin 2 mainly acting on angiotensin 1 receptor. It is, this AT1 is not angiotensin 1. This is the receptor name, angiotensin 1 receptor. So this is highly potent. It is potent than the it causes vasoconstriction. Compared to adrenaline, it is highly vasoconstrictive. So it causes vasoconstriction. Sodium water retention, will come to that again in detail. Then it causes vascular growth and increase the aldosterone secretion. Now this angiotensin 2, this will be later on, it will be converted to angiotensin 3 and 4. And again, it will be acted upon by angiotensinases, and it is converted to inactive fragments. So this is what is happening in the renin angiotensin system. That is the formation of angiotensin 2 and its degradation. Now the same thing again, another picture only, 2-3 pictures I will be showing. So angiotensinogen, it is a plasma alpha-2 globulin. By renin, it is by the low molecular density sodium chloride, low glomerular afferent pressure, enhanced sympathetic activity. So all these things, it will cause the release of renin, and angiotensinogen is converted to angiotensin 1, and it is converted to then converting enzyme or kinase 2 by 2, then it is come to 3 and 4, and it is degraded by angiotensinases to inactive fragments. And this angiotensin 2, it is the highly vasoconstrictive. It causes sodium water retention, aldosterone secretion. It causes aldosterone secretion, thereby also causes sodium water retention. So everything, because of the vasoconstriction, there will be rise in BP. And because of sodium water retention and increased aldosterone secretion, there will be increased blood volume. So that will increases the increased BP. So that the function of angiotensin 2 is to cause vasoconstriction and increase BP. So now there are certain negative feedback mechanism in this renin-angiotensin system. So sorry. See, you have already seen that angiotensin 2, tensin 1, 2, and other, okay, by renin. So this angiotensin 2, it has got a negative feedback. When the angiotensin 2, it causes, it has got a direct negative feedback on the secretion of renin. So this is a short loop feedback mechanism. And angiotensin 2 causes vasoconstriction and increased BP. Whenever there is increased BP, again that has got a negative feedback to on renin secretion. So whenever there is increased BP, renin secretion will be reduced. And third mechanism, angiotensin 2 can cause the release of this atrial, ANP means atrial natriuretic peptide. So this atrial natriuretic peptide, it inhibits the release of this renin and angiotensin 1. So there's three mechanisms. One is short, these two are short loop, and one is the long loop negative feedback mechanism. I have already told angiotensin receptors, it is 81 and 82. So main, that is 81. Angiotensin 2, it acts mainly on the 81. Then what are the actions of this angiotensin 2? So I told you it causes vasoconstriction, severe vasoconstriction. So it increases the BP. Then increases secretion of epinephrine or norepinephrine, again increasing BP. Then secretion of aldosterone secretion, it causes, so there will be sodium water retention and potassium excretion. So there will be increased blood volume. And this also, angiotensin also causes the cell growth. Cell growth is mainly through Janus tyrosine kinase enzyme, that transducer mechanisms. Then it is also increases the drinking habit, that is, it is dipsogenic, there is angiotensin 2. Then increases ACTH, these are all minor, and also increase the glucocorticoid synthesis. So once again, it causes vasoconstriction, increases the release of epinephrine, norepinephrine, increases aldosterone synthesis, cell growth. Cell growth is mainly, it leads to some cardiac remodeling. We will come to that. Then dipsogenic, increases ACTH and increases glucocorticoid synthesis. Now we will see the drugs acting on the different level. Inhibition of renin-angiotensin system. So this renin converts angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1. So this renin secretion itself is okay. Before that, this renin, the original secretion, it is inhibited by the beta blockers and clonidine. I told you sympathetic activity will increase the release of renin. So beta blockers, it will decrease the release of renin. All these drugs we will study in detail also. Now, this once if the renin is secreted, suppose the renin is secreted, further its renin action, it is inhibited by certain drugs like enalakiran, remikiran, and aliskiran. Now, angiotensin 1 to 2, it is by angiotensin converting enzyme. So there are certain drugs like angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors like captopril, enalapril, lisinopril, etc. And angiotensin 2, again I told you it will increase the release of aldosterone. So aldosterone inhibitors like spironolactone, there are drugs. Then this angiotensin 2, it acts on the receptors 81, not 82, 81. So angiotensin receptor blockers like, two examples only here, that is losartan, telmisartan. So once again, this renin synthesis inhibitors, beta blockers, clonidine, renin inhibitors, enalaprilat, remikiran, aliskiran, AC inhibitors, that is captopril, enalapril, lisinopril, aldosterone inhibitors like spironolactone, then angiotensin receptor blockers like losartan, telmisartan, etc. Same thing only, again it's a repetition. So renin inhibitors, direct renin inhibitors, AC inhibitors are there, then angiotensin 2 type 1 receptor blockers. So like this. So yes. Now again the repetition, angiotensin 1 converted to 2 by AC, angiotensin converting enzyme, so AC inhibitors are acting here. And I have told this AC inhibitors, it is the same as kininase, because this bradykinin is converted to inactive peptide by this kininase enzyme. So when we use AC inhibitors, this also will be inhibited. So what will happen? If the kininase is inhibited, bradykinin will not be converted to inactive peptide. So a lot of bradykinin will be there. So have you understood so far? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So now I think Adarsh Raj is there. Adarsh Raj.
Yes,
Adarsh.
ma'am.
Yes. Can you tell, now we are going to find out study the actions of AC inhibitors. So we have seen that this angiotensin converting enzyme, it converts 81 to 82. So suppose there is this AC inhibitors we are using. AC inhibitors, that means there is no formation of any angiotensin 2, isn't it? Where is others? Others left? Hello? Why did you leave? Or are you there? Others Shemraj. I'll call you again. Okay. Okay, now Adira Dilip. Adira Dilip. Adira.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. See, whenever I am asking question, if you don't know the answer, also no problem. And if you say wrong, also that is not a problem at all. But I just wanted to know whether you are following it or not. That is why I'm asking questions in between. Okay, Adira. Adira, like others, you should not leave. Adira.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Adira, can you tell me some of the actions of AC inhibitors? We have not gone to it, but you can tell.
I don't know.
Don't know. Okay, I'll show again this picture, again this slide. So just read it. What are the actions of angiotensin 2? Read it.
Vasoconstriction, increase epinephrine and norepinephrine, aldosterone, cell growth, Janus tyrosine kinase, dipsogenic, increase ACTH and increase glucocorticoid synthesis.
Okay, so AC inhibitors means it will inhibit the formation of angiotensin 2. So what can be the action of AC inhibitor? When we use AC inhibitor, so there is no angiotensin 2. So tell me one action. AC inhibitors. Adira. Don't know? No. Okay. Amina KS. Amina. Amina KS. See, please respond. No one is responding. Govind. Govind, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes. Tell me one action of AC inhibitor.
Vasodilatation.
Yes, very good. So this is vasoconstriction. So AC inhibitor, it will cause vasodilatation. Then Rafina. Yes. Rafina.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, what is the next action of AC inhibitor?
Decrease glucocorticoid synthesis.
Okay, that is the last one. You can start from the beginning. You can tell no. Okay, no problem. It decreases the glucocorticoid synthesis. No, this Adarsh Shamraj, have you come back? After hearing the question, he left already. Then Aishwarya N. Aishwarya.
Yes, ma'am.
What is another action of AC inhibitor? Are you seeing the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the action of AC inhibitor? Two actions already we have discussed. So what is other action?
Decrease ACTH.
Decrease stage. Why are you all going from bottom to top? Why can't you come from top to bottom? Okay, decrease ACTH. Fasna.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, tell me another action of AC inhibitor.
Decrease the epinephrine and non-epinephrine.
Okay, very good. Then Mihada Tadatil. Mihada.
Yes, ma'am.
Other action of AC inhibitor.
Decreased ACTH.
Already that was discussed. Any other?
Aldosterone. Decreases.
Aldosterone. It decreases or increases? AC inhibitors.
Decreases.
Decreases aldosterone synthesis. Okay, very good. Nada Hamid. Nada Hamid. Nada. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me one another action of AC inhibitor? Are you seeing the slide? Actions of 82.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, from that you can tell me another action. Go fast. Time is flying. No idea? Yes. Tell me. Tell. You are correct. Tell.
Inhibit cell growth.
Yes, inhibit the cell growth. That is inhibiting the remodeling. Okay. So that was about the. So if you study the actions of this angiotensin 2, then it is easy to write all the actions of AC inhibitor. So it is So AC inhibitor, it causes vasodilatation, decreases epinephrine norepinephrine secretion, decreases aldosterone synthesis, decreases cell growth. It is not dipsogeny, decreases ACTH, decreases glucocorticoid synthesis. So understood? So that is the actions of AC inhibitor. Now the AC inhibitors, first AC inhibitor. Now we are going to see the AC inhibitors. So first one was teprotate. It is not now normally used. There is now the drugs are captopril, enalapril, lisinopril, benacepril, ramipril, fosinopril, trantalapril, imidapril, perindopril, moxapril, and quinapril. So we will see some important points about each drug. This captopril, it has got a sulfhydryl group. So remember, I will ask questions. Okay, please remember. Captopril, it has got sulfhydryl group. And fosinopril, it has got phosphonate group. Okay, two groups I have told. Then this PP I have written no. P, that is, they are all prodrugs. Enalapril, it is a prodrug, and benacepril, ramipril, trantalapril, imidapril, imidapril, perindopril, they are all prodrugs. Prodrugs means this is prodrug, it will be converted to its active component in the body, that is enalapril will be converted to enalaprilat. Lisinopril, benaceprilat, 80 it will come. So that is they are all prodrugs. Now, so captopril has SH group, fosinopril, it is called phosphonate group. Now, Again, enalapril, we will come to enalapril. It has got a carboxy group, and I told you it is a prodrug. And it is potent also. It is having long duration of action, and food does not interfere with it. It can be given orally, and food does not interfere with its absorption, and it is having a slow onset. And first dose effect is less. That is, first dose effect means. I think I have told you what is first dose. Okay, anyway, first dose effect means whenever we are taking a drug the first time, that may cause, because AC inhibitors, it can cause hypotension. So if a patient is taking AC inhibitor for the first time, then there will be hypotension and he may develop some fainting attacks. So what we have to do, we have to start with a low dose or ask the patient to lie down for some time after taking the drug or at bedtime. So three options are there, not options, three methods. That is taking the drug at the low dose or taking rest, or he has to lie down for another 1 or 2 hours or take the drug at bedtime so that this hypotension can be prevented. And the hypotension that is happening with the first dose, it is called first dose effect or first dose phenomena. But enalapril, it has got a very less hypertension. So the advantage of this enalapril or AC inhibitors in common, they are postural hypertension, it is less only. Then these drugs are used in case of type 2 diabetes mellitus, especially the high-risk patients. Secondary aldosterone. So we know that it inhibits the secretion of aldosterone, so it is useful in secondary aldosteronism. Then it causes vasodilatation, so it may increase the renal blood flow. Then cell growth, it is inhibited, so there will be a left ventricular hypertrophy can be reversed. Then it doesn't have any effect on lipid profile or doesn't cause any rebound hypertension. When you studied beta blockers, you would have already studied what is rebound hypertension. That is, once the patient is on beta blocker, suddenly if you stop the drug, the patient will develop high hypertension. So that is called rebound hypertension. It is not seen with AC inhibitors. And it is also can be used in congestive cardiac failure because this AC inhibitors, it causes, it decreases both preload as well as afterload. So it is useful in congestive cardiac failure. In myocardial infarction also, this AC inhibitors are very useful. Nowadays, the dictum is, even if there is no hypertension or anything, those after, once a patient suffers from myocardial infarction, better you start this AC inhibitors because of it decreases the cardiac remodeling. So many changes are happening in myocardial infarction that can be prevented by, further, it can be prevented by this AC inhibitors. Then already I have told it is useful in type 2 diabetes mellitus. Diabetes mellitus means diabetic nephropathy. There is diabetic people with hypertension or they are having diabetic nephropathy. We can use this AC inhibitor. It is very important, especially in patients with diabetes mellitus. It is ideal to start this AC inhibitor. Then another use is scleroderma renal crisis, and here this scleroderma renal crisis, this again it is mainly because of angiotensin II. So we know that when we use AC inhibitors, there is no formation of angiotensin II. So the vasoconstriction and other renal dysfunction that is happening in scleroderma, it can be prevented by AC inhibitors. Now this is a picture. I have just 1 minute. Okay, so I told you this. It is useful in diabetic nephropathy, and in you know that in diabetic nephropathy, the first will be microscopic albuminuria. There will be a filtration. There is filtration of the protein. So there will be, you can see albumin. In the case of diabetic people, there will be albuminuria, which is the first stage of nephropathy. So if the urine is tested, if there is albumin, microscopic albuminuria, that means gradually they may develop nephropathy. So this is because of the filtration happening now. So this filtration, okay, we will see that. Now we will see how it is happening, why we are using AC inhibitors in diabetic nephropathy. This angiotensin. So this is the afferent arteriole and this is the efferent arteriole. So this is coming to the glomerulus. So in this angiotensin 2, it causes normally in the body, it causes vasoconstriction. So both afferent as well as efferent, it is constricted. So because of this constriction, the intraglomerular pressure, it is very high. Intraglomerular pressure. So when the pressure is very high, the filtration will be more. So in case of this diabetic people, again the angiotensin 2 is high in diabetic people also. Because of that, there is increased vasoconstriction, increased intraglomerular pressure, and there will be filtration. So because of the filtration, there will be albumin. So what is happening with AC inhibitors? AC inhibitors, it causes dilatation of both this afferent as well as efferent arterioles. So here, afferent arteriole, that is coming to the this kidney glomerulus. So if it is dilated, also not much problem, blood will come. But if this is dilated, what will happen? The upflow, it is not. This is also dilated, means the pressure inside the glomerulus, it will be reduced. So the intraglomerular pressure, it is reduced. So AC inhibitor decreases the intraglomerular pressure. So when the intraglomerular pressure is decreased, filtration will be reduced. So that is why we are using AC inhibitors in diabetic nephropathy or diabetic people to prevent further progression of nephropathy. We are using this AC inhibitor. This won't prevent nephropathy, but it will prevent the progress. This AC inhibitors, it won't close the pores. So I will just explain another schematic representation. Just think that what is shown here? What is this? Ali Asgar. Ali Asgar. Ali Asgar. People are just showing their mobile and they are roaming around. Ali Asgar, shall I make you absent? If you are not responding, I will make you absent. Ali Asgar, yes, you are absent. Amol Yadav. Amol Yadav. Okay, you are also absent. Navaneet. Navaneet Vyas.
Ma'am.
Navaneet Vyas, yes. Are you seeing anything on the screen?
Ma'am.
What is it? What is the color?
Blue.
Blue color. Okay. Okay, no problem. This is my drawing only, so we cannot make out anything. So I have drawn it. This is just to demonstrate the glomerular nephropathy, diabetic nephropathy. Okay. So just think that this is a balloon. This is a balloon, and here it is tied, and this is filled with water. Okay. And okay, so when it is tied and we are just squeezing it, so it is filled with water and we are squeezing it, and also there are some small pores, small holes are here. So suppose if you are squeezing it, the force of the water that is coming out, it is more, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, but if this pressure, this squeezing effect is not there, what will happen? The pores are still there, but the force of the water that is coming out, it will be very much reduced. So this is the same mechanism that is caused by AC inhibitors. So when the angiotensin 2, it actually causes the squeezing mechanism. So it increases the force of the filtration and increases the albuminuria. Whereas AC inhibitors, it removes the squeezing or it causes vasodilatation. So the pressure is reduced. Because of that, only slow release of this albumin. But the pores are not closed. So that is what is happening when we are using AC inhibitors in diabetic nephropathy. I think you followed that. This is one of the very important questions that will be asked for any exam. Okay. Now we will see the adverse effects. We have already seen all the adverse effects. Hypertension, you know that first dose effect, but it is less only, but there will be there. Cough. Cough is because I told you this AC inhibitor, it is same as that of kinase enzyme. So this kinase enzyme is also inhibited. There will be increased release of bradykinin. This bradykinin only causes cough. So it is a brassy cough. It's a brassy cough. Then renal failure can occur, especially when there is renal artery stenosis. Hyperkalemia, because it inhibits the aldosterone secretion. So there will be potassium. Instead of sodium water retention, there will be potassium retention and there will be hyperkalemia. And we cannot use in pregnancy because of the teratogenic effect. Fetopathic potential is there. Angioedema can occur. Again, it is because of this bradykinin. Then rashes. Rashes is mainly rashes and dysgeusia. These two side effects are mainly with one, anyone can cause, but it's mainly with one drug which is having sulfhydryl group. Ajnas. Ajnas, you are the class rep, isn't it? Hello, Ajnas. You are the class representative, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you tell me which AC inhibitor has the sulfhydryl group?
Captopril.
Very good. Yes. Because of the sulfhydryl group, this captopril causes rashes and dysgeusia. Dysgeusia means altered taste. There is a loss of taste sensation or some different taste sensation that is called dysgeusia. So this rashes and dysgeusia, it is caused by captopril. And also is seen with this, to some extent, it can cause hepatotoxicity. So there is a, it is easy to remember the first names. So this is for the drug name itself we are taken, captopril. So the side effects or adverse effects, C for cough, A for angioedema, then this is proteinuria or then this is teratogenicity, hypotension, then leukopenia, then rashes, then itching and loss of taste. So cough, angioedema, proteinuria, teratogenicity, hypotension, then leukopenia, rashes, itching, and loss of taste. So the drug name itself we can remember. AC inhibitors, adverse effects. It is captive. It is not the drug. Just to remember, this just a hint. It is captopril. So all the first name, the first hit of the side effects. Okay, that is adverse effects. Now contraindication, it is in angioedema. You know that angioedema we cannot use that. Anuria also we cannot. If there is renal artery stenosis, we cannot. Then cardiogenic shock, severe aortic stenosis, pregnancy, because it is teratogenic, we cannot use AC inhibitors. Uses, we have already discussed everything. Hypertension, we have to use congestive cardiac failure because it decreases the preload after load, myocardial infarction, diabetic nephropathy, I have explained. Then portal hypertension, losartan, we are coming to that point. Okay, so that was about AC inhibitors. Now we will just have a look on, since we have already studied all the actions of AC inhibitors, it is easy to study ARB, that is angiotensin receptor blockers. Only the names we have to remember. The first one was saralacin, and later on, but these are the drugs that is nowadays used: losartan, valsartan, telmisartan, all sartans. Then irbesartan, iprosartan, candesartan, olmesartan. And this we have already studied. This AC inhibitors reduces norepinephrine release. Similarly, ARBs also reduces norepinephrine release, and it's mainly it is with iprosartan, and this telmisartan, it is the longest acting ARB. And in AC inhibitor, it is the ramipril. I forgot to tell. So this is longest acting. It is telmisartan. So same mode of the action. So it decreases. It causes vasodilatation, it decreases epinephrine or norepinephrine secretion, decreases aldosterone secretion, decreases cell growth, decreases ACTH, and it is not lipogenic, and also decreases glucocorticoid. All the actions are there. Only difference is that this is acting on the receptor. So there are some differences. See, AC inhibitor, it acts on the enzyme. So it also acts on the kinase enzyme. So there will be bradykinin. I mean, the degradation is not there. So loss of a lot of bradykinin. But ARB means at the final level, it is acting on the receptors. So there is no action on the enzyme that is causing the degradation of bradykinin. So there will not be any bradykinin. Bradykinin formation is not there. Its degradation is not affected. Then another thing, AC inhibitor. So we are there are different AC inhibitor, AC pathway, angiotensin. Formation of angiotensin 2. There is different pathways are there. So we are blocking only one AC pathway, AC inhibitor. So angiotensin 2 can be formed through alternate pathway. So, complete protection is not there with AC inhibitor. Whereas ARB, whatever be the angiotensin 2, when it comes to act on the angiotensin 1 receptor, it is blocked by ARB. That is the second point. Then both can, that is renin release, it can be increased because of the vasodilatation. Now, okay, so these are the difference between the AC inhibitor and ARB in the action wise. Okay, can you tell me if the bradykinin is not there in ARB? Bradykinin is not produced in ARB. So, which all actions which all side effects are not there in with ARB? Hanna Mujib.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So ARB, tell me.
Cough will not be there.
Cough is not there. That is the main thing.
Then
Go on. Yes, very good. The cough, that is the most important one. Cough is not there, and also angioedema will not be there. Okay. So all the bradykinin mediated that thing. So that means ARB is very good, isn't it? So, but both are good. So whenever the patients are on AC inhibitors, when they develop cough, it is one of the most important common side effect. So people after taking AC inhibitor, they will come to doctor, say, sir, after taking the AC inhibitors, all this enalapril, I am having brassy cough. So I am not able to control it. What should I do? So what the doctor has to do, change the AC inhibitor to ARB. Both are having similar action. So we can change to ARB. Then the cough, it will be stopped. So that is a difference. Okay. Now, coming to adverse effects, again, we have seen that AC inhibitors, like AC inhibitors, all these adverse effects are there for ARBs. Fetal toxicity is there, renal failure can occur, hyperkalemia will be there, first dose hypertension, even though not much, it will be there. But unlike AC inhibitors, there is no cough or angioedema and there is no dysgeusia. Okay, so that is about ARBs. Same uses, hypertension, congestive cardiac failure, myocardial infarction, diabetic nephropathy, everything, it is there. So some studies, they say that we can use this AC inhibitor and ARB combined because of this, already I have discussed the details, because this angiotensin 2 may be formed through non-AC mechanisms. So that cannot be controlled or blocked by AC inhibitors, but it can be blocked by ARB. So combination, it is effective. Then bradykinin, since AC inhibitor, it causes the release of bradykinin, but this is not seen with ARB. So to some extent, that also can be inhibited. Then this ARB, whatever the angiotensin that is formed, it will be acting on the angiotensin receptor. So whatever that is coming to the receptor, it is blocked by ARB. So usually they say that it is combination is good, but only very few cases they are using this combination. So that was about ARBs and AC inhibitors. Then some future prospects are there. Renin inhibitors, The name at least you remember: aliskiren, enalakiren, renikiren. So at least one drug, renin inhibitor. This is the another group, aliskiren. Then there is two drugs. This is the latest drug. Many drugs are there: omapatrilate and sampatrilate. Omapatrilate and sampatrilate. So this is actually, it is a dual AC and the neural endopeptidase inhibitor. So in the feedback mechanism, I had told this angiotensin 2, it actually it causes the release of atrial natriuretic peptide, which inhibit the release of angiotensin 2, atrial natriuretic peptide. So this neural endopeptidase, they are enzymes which causes the degradation of atrial natriuretic peptide. So if there is a drug that will inhibit this neural endopeptidases, then the degradation of atrial natriuretic peptide will not happen. So there is a combination of dual AC and A and B. The drug, there is this. So please mute your mic. It is making disturbance. Whoever is has not muted, please mute the mic. So this omapatrilate and sampatrilate, these drugs, they will be having both the action. It is having AC inhibitor action as well as this neural endopeptidase inhibitor action. Okay. So there will be formation of A and B also, and AC inhibitor action is also there. So that is the drug omapatrilate and sampatrilate. I think that was the last slide. Thank you.